I don't know why I'm waking up with all the smoke this morning, the day after 4th of July, but I just want to get on here and say that you're probably not fucking doing enough, okay? You're complaining about your life, you're complaining about your success, or you're not happy with your life, you're not happy with where you're at, but you're not putting in the fucking work. And it's one thing if you got money, it's one thing if you're starting to be at a point where you don't need money as much, you're able to be a little bit more free. That doesn't mean you let off the gas, but it does mean on a day like 4th of July, maybe you can enjoy it. But if you're fucking broke, if you're barely able to pay your goddamn bills, if you're struggling, if you're stressed, if you hate your fucking life, I promise you, partying on 4th of July isn't and probably didn't fucking solve your problems. You're still broke, okay? You actually have less money now because you spent your time and energy on dumb shit. It didn't matter, they didn't move forwards. Again, if you got money, do whatever you want. But if you don't got money, if you're complaining about your life and your situation, you are 100% responsible. Nobody's gonna hold your hand. Nobody's gonna pull your pants up for you. Nobody's gonna come save you, okay? Nobody's gonna pull you out the pool when you're drowning. You deserve to drown. If you're gonna constantly choose to drown yourself in bad habits, bad spending, and waste of time, you deserve to drown. You deserve to not have money. You deserve to struggle and hate your life. And I was there 6 months ago and still am not fully out of it, but I understand that if you want success in life, you have to put in the work. And you might put in the work into something that doesn't pan out, and it might feel like it's going nowhere. And then something else comes along and you transition and you put time into that, and maybe that doesn't work. But eventually something is going to work out, and you have to keep trying. You cannot give up. You cannot be a little bitch and make excuses. But the issue is everybody wants to sit here and make excuses on why their life is shit, but yet there they are on a boat or at a bar or whatever the fuck on 4th of July or wherever, whatever holiday, St. Patrick's Day, whatever these dumb holidays are worth celebrating, I had 2 beers yesterday and I went and hung out at the beach. I can't afford myself the freedom of that, but I certainly didn't waste tons of money, and I certainly didn't just go get hammered and drunk, and I also don't hate my life anymore. Used to, but guess what? I found something that I enjoy. I like it. I put in the fucking work, and I transitioned, and we're not fully out of junk removal, but we have transitioned a large portion of our time out of junk removal into Amazon. It's something that is faster to scale, easier to understand, easier to teach, and to hire people to do based on the numbers, and it's easier to create the recurring revenue because you're selling the product versus you trying to get leads coming in with junk removal per se. Or even with lawn care, you have that recurring revenue. Junk removal does not. Junk removal is not what I want to do forever. I spent 2.5 years doing it. I'm still doing it. It's not the end all be all for me. It doesn't mean it can't be the end all be all for you. There are $100 million and $1 billion junk removal companies. Regardless, are you putting in the fucking work? What is it that you want to make happen? Even if it's just content, are you fucking posting every day? Are you making videos? Are you posting on social media? Or are you making fucking excuses while you fucking spend your life partying, trying to enjoy the moment when you don't got no fucking moments to really enjoy? Because as soon as you come out of that moment, you're back to your shitty fucking life because you are choosing not to put in the work. Quick story, I have a student, and this is why, just heads up, I am officially a mentor now, not a coach. I teach people how to do junk removal and I teach people how to do Amazon. However, I am no longer coaching anybody on that shit. The difference between a coach and a mentor, I'll probably make another video on this specifically, but a coach is someone that's gonna probably charge you more up front, and they're gonna they're gonna be there to make sure you're accountable. They're gonna basically hold your hand. They're gonna guide you all along the way. They're gonna do coaching calls, have a group community, all this other bullshit that makes it worth paying a coach to guide you the way. I don't like the success of somebody else being on my shoulders, especially when I know they're not putting in the work, because all I have to do with Amazon is say, how many units have you sent in? How many boxes have you sent in? How many sales are you getting on average? It's easily diagnosed that if you haven't sent in 100 units or 1,000 units or 100 boxes, or you're not getting a blank amount of sales per day, it's because you haven't sent in the inventory, which then is going to mean that you're never going to hit those numbers because you're not doing the groundwork. You're not doing the beginning. You're not doing the basics. You're not sending in enough inventory to even be able to sell and have your life start to change. And so I have a student who, and so that's coaching, my bad. And then mentor is, here's all the fucking knowledge, put it into a course, put it into one PDF or one guide or whatever the fuck. You charge someone for it less, you give it to them, and here you go. Now it's 100% your responsibility. You're either gonna take this fucking action, take this information and do something with it, change your fucking life, or you're never gonna open it. That money's gonna go down the drain and you're gonna say, that shit didn't work. Well, that's the difference between coaching and mentoring. I will mentor anybody. I'm working on creating an Amazon course. I already have the junk removal course. If you're interested, you can buy the course and that's fucking it. I'm not gonna hold your hand. We're not doing group coaching calls. I don't have a community yet and I probably never will because I don't give a fuck about you actually, or that's the wrong way to put it. I want you to succeed, but I'm not going to spend my fucking time and energy making sure you succeed because my life is important too and I'm going to put my fucking self first, okay? If I don't succeed first, then I don't give a fuck if anybody else succeeds because I'm still not successful. So you have to put yourself first. You have to be selfish in order to be selfless. And so I have a student who in the beginning, you know, I actually had 3 people pay me money to coach them. And I coached 2 of them. I coached all 3 of them. 2 of the 3 never even put in the work. And even the other one, the third one was a friend, so I did for free. He has made a lot more progress than any of the other, you know, students that I've brought on. And he's only actually about an hour away from me. And he actually has sent in a shit ton of DVDs. And I do actually have another friend that I coach for free. We traded programs, who also sent in about 1,000 units already. But then you have 2 other people. One was super pumped about it, hype, blah, 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 sent in, you know, 2-3 boxes within that first month. Then life happened, all, you know, family issues, family problems. I've messaged him 2 or 3 times, haven't even gotten a response back. Who knows what the fuck he's doing with his time or what excuses he's making. And that's the end of it. Within the first 2 months, or within the first 3 months of doing Amazon, you, at least with what I'm teaching, I can get people to making 2-3 grand profit extra by then to start changing your life, to start seeing that extra income. Well, that person, it's been 4 months or 3 months. Yeah, 3 months since, or no, it has been 4 months since I took them on. Who knows where the fuck they're at. The second person just messaged me yesterday or 2 days ago saying, I just got my first sale, boss. Fuck that shit. He paid $200 to learn about Amazon in fucking February, or in April, I mean, at the end of April. It is June 5th. So it has been over 2 months since he has paid, over 2 months since he has paid the $200. He just finally, a week and a half ago, sent in his first box. It took him over 2 months to send in one fucking box when it literally takes 2 hours, 3 hours after you understand the process to get a box ready and to ship it in. So clearly the effort is not there. Then he even says, after I've told everything that I just said, you have to send in a shit ton of inventory. You need to focus on inventory only. Have you sent in 1,000 units, etc. in a month or 2 month period? And he hasn't. He's only sent in 70 units, one box, 70 units in 2 fucking months. And then he says, I think I'm going to wait until I get 1 or 2 sales until I decide to send more in. It's like, at that point, I literally sent him 3 voice messages, and that's what sparked this. That I don't even want him as a student anymore. I have wasted my time and energy. I don't give a fuck about your $200 that you paid me, or your $300, whatever it was. And just so you know, that was for coaching because I thought I was gonna coach people. Turns out I hate coaching, and I'm just gonna mentor people. The price is still gonna be the same, but I'm not, and it's probably actually gonna go up, but it's not gonna include me being one-on-one with him. And so he responds to this and he's like, hell yeah, I got my first sale, boss. I'm like, fuck no. So my 3 messages basically conclude what I've said here is, you don't want this shit. You're not putting in enough work. You really don't want your life to change because he lives in Canada and he complains about, you know, he doesn't have time. He spends all his day doing construction, all this shit. It's like, cool. You're not putting in the work on your free time to make your life change so you don't have to do the shitty construction job. You're responsible. Nobody else. Stop making the fucking excuses. And so I say within 3 voice messages, basically, look, man, you clearly don't fucking want it. I don't know what else to tell you. I've given you all the information. There is nothing else that I can do here for you. And quite frankly, unless you message me in 1 month from now and you've showed me that you've sent in 1,000 units within a month because it's so fucking easy and possible, you know, if you really want this shit, with DVDs, because we're selling DVDs on Amazon. So when you buy in bulk DVDs, it's not hard to send in 1,000 units in a month. I don't give a fuck who you think. I've only been doing this for 7 months and I've sent in 15,000 units. So do the math. That's almost 2,000 per month. It might actually be a little bit more. I don't know. Anyways. And so it's easy. You just have to fucking put in the work and goddamn send in the units. And I told him, I was like, unless you message me in a month from now that you have sent in 1,000 units and you are making real progress because I've given you the fucking blueprint and you keep trying to make your own way, like, I don't want to send in more units. I'm going to wait until I see some results. That's why you're fucking failing. And I hope you see this video. That's why you're fucking failing. Okay? Because you care about the results before you're putting in the fucking effort. And that's why everybody fails in so many things. They want the results before they have put in the work to earn the fucking results. And earning those results can take a month, can take 6 months, can take a year, 2 years, 5 years. It depends on what the fuck you're building. Okay? But with something with Amazon, 3 to 6 months, you should start to see your life fucking changing if you're putting in the work, because it's all about finding the products, not trying to get leads in. You just have to go out there and find the fucking products. That's what makes it so much easier than running a service business where I need to get leads. I need customers to come to me. I am getting the shit that customers want and then selling it on a platform that has hundreds of millions of users that Amazon has built up. And you're telling me you can't send in 1,000 fucking units when I've given you the blueprint? So I told the guy, message me in a month with proof that you actually want this shit, or don't ever fucking message me again, because I don't want you as a student. Plain and simple. Okay? And these first early students, I gave my phone number because I didn't even have a course set up. I wanted to actually make sure they won. And I hopped on calls, I talked to them, guided them, sent them fucking voice note after voice note and message after message. Gave all of them the exact steps and information to where I am and how I got to where I am in 7 months. The last 4 months, I've done $20,000 in sales consecutively. The first 3 months before those 4 months, I did 1,700, 5K, and 8K, okay? And that was just in the first 3 months, not the 4. And so now 7, to be at 20K a month, it's just absolutely fucking ridiculous that people are messaging me, acting as if I should be proud of them for them just now sending in their first fucking item or their first fucking box or getting their first sale. It's like, bro, you don't fucking want this bad enough. You don't really give a shit about Amazon, and you don't really give a fuck about your life changing. And so that's what I fucking told him. And that's where this video even comes from, is like, I'm not going to continue to waste my time and energy on people who do not want their life to actually change. I'm doing myself a huge disservice by even thinking about offering or doing that, okay? I know for a fact that anybody can sell on Amazon. Anybody can change their life within 3 to 6 months. It might not be your whole life has changed. It might not be that you're good to go forever, but you can start to see some really significant fucking changes in 3 to 6 months on Amazon, but you won't fucking lock in. You won't fucking put in the work. You're not finding the items. You're not trying to send in enough units, and you're wondering why this shit doesn't work. And it's clear that with this, me talking to my potential students or past students or whoever the fuck sees this, or people that just scroll on this, my time based on what I'm going to fucking do in this world is extremely valuable. And I'm not going to coach anybody anymore. You can watch my fucking videos and get the information. I will mentor you, and you can buy my course, and that'll be it. I'm not gonna hold your hand. But most importantly, if you're not gonna believe in yourself, put your feet on the ground and actually make the fucking progress that you need to make, then why should I care? Why should I spend my time and energy wanting you to succeed when you don't even want to fucking succeed? Because you don't want this shit bad enough. So that's my rant for the day. If you want this shit, put in more effort. It doesn't always mean you need to work harder. Sometimes you just have to work smarter. For example, with junk removal versus Amazon. Junk removal is working harder. Amazon is working smarter, and I'm making more money in 7 months with Amazon than I have after 2.5 years of running a junk removal business. Working smarter does not always mean working harder. Making money and locking in does not always mean working physically. Sometimes you just have to put in that fucking brain work. Or you just have to put in the actual work in general and be okay with it being boring or not exciting or taking 2 to 3 months to start seeing the fucking results and not expecting it day fucking one. If you're not where you want to be at in life, it's because you don't want it bad enough, and it's time to get the fucking work. See you later.